But what if I told you that your IQ isn't fixed at 18, or 25, or even at 50 years old? For decades, we've been told that intelligence is something genetic, something you're born with and can't change. But the smartest people in history tell a completely different story. As a child, Albert Einstein was considered slow, and his teachers thought he lacked intelligence. Charles Darwin was an average student and hated rote memorization. Thomas Edison was expelled from school and was called unteachable. And yet these people completely changed the way humanity thinks. So what changed? Not their genes, not their schools, their habits changed. What changed was the way their brains worked. Today, I'll show you habits that, according to research, can boost intelligence, and how the greatest minds in history used them even before neuroscience could explain it. Habit number 1, deep thinking without external input. Most people think that intelligence grows from consuming a lot, more videos, more podcasts, more information. But neuroscience shows the opposite. Your brain gets smarter when it's forced to think without any input. This activates what's called the brain's default mode network, a system responsible for abstract thinking, insight, long-term reasoning, and creativity. Einstein became famous for his thought experiments. He didn't always calculate, he imagined, what would happen if I chased a beam of light? What would happen if gravity bends space? He would walk alone for hours, without books, without notes, just pure thinking. Modern research shows that people who regularly engage in undistracted thinking achieve higher results in problem solving, strategic thinking, and creative intelligence. A smart habit is taking daily walks for reflection. No phone, no music, no input of information. At first, it seems boring, then uncomfortable, and then insightful. This discomfort is the growth of intelligence. Habit number 2, struggle before seeking help. Highly intelligent people don't rush to answers right away. They postpone asking for help. Psychologists call this productive struggle. Your brain gets stronger when it tries, makes mistakes, adjusts, and tries again. Benjamin Franklin trained himself in exactly this way. He would read an essay and set it aside, then try to rewrite it from memory. Only after struggling would he compare it to the original. This forced his brain to retrieve, reorganize, and improve. Modern neuroimaging shows that struggle activates deeper neural pathways than passive explanation ever could. That's why instant solutions seem productive but quickly fade from memory. A smart habit is to write down your best answer before asking for help, even if it's wrong. Struggle is not a sign of low intelligence, it's the mechanism that builds it. The third habit, write to think, not just to record. Most people write to preserve information. Smart people write to clarify their thinking. Leonardo da Vinci didn't write essays. He wrote questions, diagrams, fragments, contradictions. His notebooks weren't organized, they were alive. Writing forces the brain to slow down, uncover gaps, and turn vague ideas into precise ones. Research from Princeton and elsewhere shows writing by hand significantly improves conceptual understanding compared to typing or just reading, because writing is thinking made visible. A smart habit is keeping a daily journal of reflections. Not what did I do today, but what do I actually understand, what confused me, what idea feels unfinished. Intelligence grows where thoughts are explored, not just collected. Habit 4, building mental models. People with high IQs don't just know facts, they understand systems. Charlie Munger called this a lattice work of mental models. Physics teaches causality, biology teaches adaptation, psychology teaches biases, economics teaches incentives. When the brain learns across different fields, it becomes flexible. This is called transfer intelligence, the ability to apply ideas in new contexts. That's why polymaths have dominated history. Aristotle, Leonardo da Vinci, Goethe. Modern research confirms people who study interdisciplinarily demonstrate a higher level of fluid intelligence, the ability to reason in new situations. A smart habit is, every week study one concept outside your field, not in depth but conceptually. The brain gets smarter when ideas start to connect. Fifth habit, deliberate memory training. Memory is not something separate from intelligence, it is fundamental. Nikola Tesla could visualize entire machines, mentally rotate them and test them in his mind. Ancient scholars deliberately trained their memory because they understood. A sharper memory speeds up thinking. Techniques like active recall, spaced repetition, and visualization don't just store information, they restructure neural networks. MRI studies show that people who train their memory develop denser and more efficient connections in the brain. A smart habit is this: recall before reviewing, explain ideas without notes, and teach what you've learned. Memory is not a talent, it's a skill that can be trained. Habit number 6, protecting cognitive energy. Smart people don't think all day, they think when their brain is at its strongest. Charles Darwin worked with focus for only 4 to 5 hours a day. The rest was spent walking, resting, and reflecting. Chronic stress, lack of sleep, and constant stimulation destroy executive functions, one of the key components of IQ. The brain doesn't improve during hustle, it improves during recovery. A smart habit is deep sleep, daily movement, and sunlight. Allow yourself to be bored. Boredom is not a weakness, it's cognitive recovery. Conclusion: intelligence is a system. Here's the truth: IQ doesn't grow from life hacks, it grows from habits. The smartest people in history didn't chase intelligence, they built systems that allowed their intelligence to grow. If you want to think more clearly, learn faster, and build a stronger mind, start with habits, not information. If this video changed your perspective on intelligence, share it with someone who still believes that IQ is fixed. And of course, subscribe to my channel. I will see you very soon.